Most people dismiss coincidences as nothing more than random chance. But Carl Jung saw something much deeper at play: synchronicity, a phenomenon where events align in a way that feels impossibly meaningful. Unlike ordinary probability, these meaningful coincidences seem to operate outside the normal rules of cause and effect, pointing to an interconnectedness between the inner world and external reality. Jung believed that these moments weren't accidents but signs of a deeper universal order, a cosmic blueprint guiding human experience. Jung's exploration of synchronicity wasn't just based on psychology. It was influenced by Eastern philosophy and quantum mechanics. His collaboration with physicist Wolfgang Pauli helped bridge the gap between the mind and the physical universe, drawing parallels between synchronicity and concepts like quantum entanglement. Meanwhile, Taoist philosophy reinforced his idea that the universe moves according to an unseen but intelligent flow, where everything is mysteriously but perfectly aligned. These influences shaped his belief that the collective unconscious and archetypes play a role in orchestrating these events. Imagine experiencing an intense inner conflict, only to stumble upon a book that answers the exact question weighing on your mind. Or thinking about someone you haven't seen in years, only for them to call you out of nowhere. These aren't mere coincidences. They're glimpses into the mystery of synchronicity, reminding us that reality is far more fluid and interconnected than we think. But to truly understand why these events happen, we need to explore something even deeper: the collective unconscious and how it shapes these experiences. Imagine for a moment that everything we experience, every emotion, dream, and symbol, is part of a larger, shared pool of knowledge, a collective unconscious. Carl Jung believed that this unconscious reservoir is where humanity's shared experiences, memories, and archetypes reside. These archetypes, like the hero, the wise old man, or the trickster, are universal symbols that appear across cultures and time periods. What's fascinating is that these symbols aren't just stories. They're deeply embedded in our consciousness, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and even how we interact with the world around us. For example, the wise old man or woman archetype often appears in dreams or life experiences at moments when guidance is needed. These figures represent wisdom, but also intuition and understanding beyond ordinary logic. Jung observed that synchronistic events frequently align with these archetypes, showing us that we are not simply experiencing random occurrences, but rather meaningful connections to a greater psychological and spiritual framework. When you dream of encountering a mentor figure, or when you meet someone who brings deep insight into your life, it's the archetype at work, guiding you toward growth and transformation. The connection between these archetypes and synchronicity lies in the interplay of the personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. When we engage with the world, our inner thoughts, desires, and unconscious material often call forth synchronistic events. It's like the universe responds to our psychological state, reflecting it back to us through events, symbols, and even people. Understanding the role of the collective unconscious and archetypes allows us to see that our lives are not just a series of random occurrences, but rather a cosmic dance where the patterns of the universe and our psychological development are intimately intertwined. Synchronicity isn't just a fascinating theory. It's a practical tool we can use to guide our everyday lives. Carl Jung believed that meaningful coincidences aren't just random. They are reflections of the interconnectedness between the inner self and the external world. For example, have you ever been thinking about an old friend and then received a call from them out of the blue? Or you've had a question weighing heavily on your mind, only to find that the book you pick up answers it perfectly? These aren't just coincidences. They are synchronicities guiding you toward alignment with your deeper purpose. The key to recognizing these events is intuition. Synchronicity often comes in a form that feels like a sign, but many miss it because they're not paying attention. When you're in tune with your inner world, whether through mindfulness, presence, or simply being open to the flow of life, synchronicities become easier to spot. Think of it as the universe nodding its approval, saying, "Yes, you're on the right path. When you feel a sudden intuitive pull toward someone, something, or a new opportunity, that's often the universe speaking. And when you act on that pull, more synchronistic events seem to fall into place, creating a sense of purpose and alignment. But there's a catch. Synchronicity requires presence. It's not about expecting these events to happen passively. It's about aligning your intentions and actions with a deeper sense of awareness. Instead of getting lost in the distractions of daily life, take time to reflect on what you want and be mindful of the subtle signs around you. Just like tuning a radio to the right frequency, when you attune your consciousness, you start to receive the signals that lead to transformation and personal growth. Imagine a world where consciousness and reality are deeply intertwined, where the very fabric of space-time is influenced by our thoughts and intentions. This isn't science fiction. It's a concept that Carl Jung explored with the help of physicist Wolfgang Pauli and ideas from quantum mechanics. Synchronicity shares intriguing parallels with quantum entanglement, the idea that particles, no matter how far apart, remain connected, influencing each other in ways that defy traditional understanding. In much the same way, synchronistic events suggest that our consciousness is connected to the universe, with the power to influence the external world in unexpected ways. Jung's collaboration with Pauli led to a fascinating idea. What if our thoughts, emotions, and unconscious states aren't just isolated phenomena? Instead, they may have a direct impact on the physical reality around us, creating meaningful coincidences through subtle connections in the fabric of space-time. Quantum physicists speak of the observer effect, where the act of observing a particle changes its behavior. Similarly, when we focus our intention and awareness, it's as if we're influencing the universe to reflect those inner states back to us in the form of synchronicity, a cosmic dance between consciousness and reality. This intersection of synchronicity and quantum physics opens up profound questions about the nature of reality itself. Could our intention and consciousness truly shape the world around us? The more we dive into quantum mechanics and Jungian psychology, the more we begin to see that synchronicity might be a reflection of a deeper, participatory universe, one where consciousness plays a pivotal role in the creation of meaningful events. By learning to embrace this concept, we might just begin to unlock the power to align our inner world with the universe's flow, making transformation not just possible, but inevitable. Carl Jung believed that dreams are a direct link to the unconscious, a space where symbols, archetypes, and unprocessed emotions come to life. But Jung didn't see dreams as random. They're part of the cosmic dance of synchronicity. Dreams are often filled with symbols, such as a wise old man or a dangerous beast, representing hidden truths or unresolved conflicts in our lives. Jung argued that these symbols were part of the collective unconscious, a shared pool of human experience and meaning that transcends culture, time, and geography. When we dream, we tap into a universal language that guides us toward deeper understanding. Jung also observed that synchronicity often occurs in tandem with the symbolism in dreams. For example, if you've been dreaming about journeys or quests, you may find yourself being led to opportunities or life events that feel just as meaningful as the dream itself. This connection between dreams and synchronicity highlights the interconnectedness of the inner and outer worlds. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds to the symbols our minds create. By paying attention to the dreams and symbols that appear in our lives, we begin to unlock synchronicity in everyday experiences, leading us to align with our purpose. A powerful tool for recognizing synchronicity is dream journaling. As you record your dreams and reflect on their symbols, you start to notice recurring patterns or images that mirror your waking life. Active imagination, a technique Jung used, involves engaging with these symbols by visualizing them, allowing them to reveal hidden meanings. When you connect these inner symbols with outer events, you begin to understand the synchronicity unfolding around you, guiding you toward greater self-awareness and personal transformation. In the journey of synchronicity, both the personal and the collective shadow play significant roles in shaping the experiences we attract. Carl Jung argued that the shadow is not just an individual concept, but a collective one as well. The personal shadow consists of the repressed traits, emotions, and desires that each individual suppresses, often unknowingly. But when these traits are ignored, they influence how we relate to others and interpret events. Meanwhile, the collective shadow reflects the darker, unacknowledged aspects of society, prejudices, systemic injustices, and group dynamics that create chaos and division. These shadows manifest in synchronistic events, where patterns of human behavior, both personal and collective, reveal deeper truths about the shared psyche. When we fail to recognize the personal shadow, we project its traits onto others. This leads to projection, where we see the qualities we deny in ourselves reflected in people around us. The same principle applies to the collective shadow, which shows up in societal conflicts, mass movements, and even in the history of oppression. This projection distorts reality and creates a disconnect between us and the truth. Understanding how synchronicity reveals these patterns is crucial. It allows us to recognize when our unconscious fears, desires, and societal darkness are influencing the path we're on, giving us the opportunity to integrate these shadows rather than letting them control us. To integrate the shadow, both personally and collectively, Jung encouraged a radical self-awareness, acknowledging the dark side within us, understanding its influence, and allowing it to be transformed into a source of growth. It's only by embracing the truth of our shadow that we can truly experience wholeness, which, in turn, allows us to participate more consciously in the collective dance of human evolution. When both the personal and collective shadows are integrated, we see the true nature of synchronicity unfold, guiding us toward healing, unity, and deeper connection. When we look at synchronicity in relationships, it's clear that these meaningful coincidences play a huge role in our personal growth. Relationships, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, are not just chance encounters but mirrors of our inner psychological states. According to Jung, relationships act as reflections. Internal dynamics often manifest outwardly through the people we meet and the connections we form. For instance, a relationship may be filled with repetitive patterns or emotional reactions that seem out of place, but those are often direct projections from the unconscious. Consider how we're sometimes drawn to certain people who mirror our unresolved issues. This could be an unconscious pull to face something we've been avoiding in ourselves. Or perhaps you experience synchronicities that guide you toward a transformative relationship, one that sparks deep personal growth. These synchronistic events serve as signposts, pushing us to evolve, to step outside our comfort zones, and challenge the parts of us that remain hidden or suppressed. For instance, meeting a mentor at just the right time can be seen as the universe bringing guidance and clarity. The law of correspondence is crucial here. As above, so below. This means the inner state reflects in the outer world. So, when you experience discord or tension in relationships, it could be a reflection of your inner unresolved conflicts or shadow aspects. The key to growing through these synchronistic moments is self-awareness, listening to your intuition, being present with your emotions, and using relationship dynamics to guide your self-discovery. It's in this way that synchronicity becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Synchronicity is not only personal, it can also work on a collective scale, affecting entire societies or groups of people. Jung explored how historical periods, like the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, showed collective synchronicities that catalyzed widespread transformation and growth. These eras of great change didn't happen by coincidence. They were synchronized with shifts in human consciousness, reflecting a collective awakening. These moments were filled with meaningful coincidences, advances in science, art, and philosophy that came together in an almost cosmic alignment. Looking at history, we see examples of collective synchronicity driving transformational change. The civil rights movement or the fall of apartheid were not just random moments. They were moments of collective synchronicity, where a group of people's unconscious alignment with justice and freedom led to societal evolution. These movements were reflections of synchronicity in action, bringing forth new paradigms of thought and social structure. Synchronistic events often emerge in times of great chaos and conflict, pushing humanity to confront its deepest issues and move toward healing and transformation. The role of the collective shadow is also significant here. Societal shadow projections often come to the surface during moments of crisis, whether through mob mentality or political polarization. These moments of collective tension are often linked to the unconscious forces at play within the culture. Recognizing synchronicity in these larger movements allows individuals to see beyond surface-level events, understanding that humanity itself is moving through an evolutionary process, just like the individual, through moments of chaos and transformation. While Carl Jung's synchronicity theory stands as a philosophical and psychological framework, there are also scientific and parapsychological perspectives that explore the relationship between consciousness and reality. Researchers like Dean Radin have delved into how human intention can influence the physical world, even in controlled scientific experiments. Radin's work with random number generators, RNGs, demonstrated that human thought can alter random processes, suggesting that consciousness is more than just a passive observer. It can actively shape reality. These experiments hint at a quantum connection between the mind and the fabric of the universe. When we consider quantum mechanics, we see a striking parallel between synchronicity and quantum entanglement, the phenomenon where particles remain connected regardless of the distance between them. Could synchronicity be a reflection of a deeper quantum connection between human consciousness and the universe? The idea that consciousness and reality are intertwined is gaining traction in both scientific and parapsychological circles. Studies into extrasensory perception, ESP, and psychokinesis support the notion that our thoughts and intentions can have real effects on the physical world, creating a bridge between mind and matter. These findings suggest that synchronicity is not just psychological or mystical, but also part of a larger, scientifically explorable phenomenon. The idea that consciousness influences physical reality ties into the growing understanding that the universe is a participatory system, one where our thoughts and intentions shape the experiences we have. Synchronicity, in this light, becomes a tool for personal and collective evolution, providing us with signposts on the path of transformation. Living with synchronicity isn't about waiting for cosmic signs to appear. It's about aligning your actions with your intentions, staying present, and opening yourself to the interconnectedness of all things. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of being mindful and aware of the synchronistic moments around you. Synchronicity doesn't just happen by chance. It requires presence and alignment with your inner self. One way to cultivate this awareness is through practices like mindfulness and meditation, which help you tune into the subtle intuitive signals the universe is sending. When you align your life with your values and intentions, synchronicities begin to multiply. You start seeing opportunities, guidance, and connections where before you saw only random events. For example, if you focus on creating more authentic relationships, you may find yourself meeting people who resonate deeply with your values, often at the most unexpected times. These synchronistic events guide you toward your purpose, reminding you that everything is interconnected and leading you toward growth. Another key aspect of living with synchronicity is learning to trust your intuition. Often, it's our inner guidance that leads us to these meaningful coincidences. When you start to trust your intuition, whether it's a gut feeling about a person, a situation, or a decision, you align yourself with the flow of the universe. The more you practice being present, the more you begin to see that life isn't random, it's a dance, and you are a key part of that cosmic rhythm.